All right, welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Show. How's everybody doing? Excellent, excellent. So happy to have everybody here, and I am so excited to introduce this next guest. I've been playing her music over and over again, and I'm feeling so many warm and fuzzies when I listen to it. She is a soul singer. She is a songwriter, a musician, a producer. She's a mummy, and I am just so inspired by her. So please welcome Ciara Leah to the show.
Thank you. And can I also say I'm inspired by you?
Aw, thank you so much.
Fellow mom, entrepreneur.
Fellow mom, yes, that's amazing. Well, I'm so excited to hear more about, how this came to pass. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I'm actually a scientist by training.
Oh.
I grew up playing piano for as far back as I can remember, maybe 4. Grew up around music. My sister is an opera singer and musical theater actress. And so I always sort of thought that she was the singer of the family, and I was just kind of doing my thing in the background, and I excelled at academics, had an interest in the sciences as well. But music was always a passion of mine. And I went to school, I got my master's degree of science. And then when I got pregnant with my first daughter, that's when I sort of took inventory, and I asked myself, what are the things that I want to teach my daughter by example? And one of the things was to always follow your dreams. And I thought that I would be a hypocrite if I wasn't following my own dreams. So I just started putting myself out there, attending open mics, networking, going to music events. Slowly built my network, connected with Chris Rouse and Thomas McKay, with whom I applied for a Factor grant, which is the foundation assisting Canadian talent on recording. It's a mouthful. And so I received a grant to produce this album. I have musicians from Toronto, all backgrounds. We have a steel pan player on there. It's just about delivering a conscious message with a vibe. I'm in there putting down piano solos and some keyboard pads, so it was very hands-on. And throughout the pandemic, I actually learned how to produce. So I took the stems that I started with Thomas McKay and went to the studio with Chris Rouse, and we just dug in and added layers and just had fun with it, and out came Love Money. So this is my debut project, and I'm really proud of it. And
I want to congratulate you. It's outstanding.
Thank you.
It really is.
Thank you.
And give her a round of applause. It's a beautiful album.
You can probably hear the baby in the background. She's also on the album.
Is that a fan of yours?
She's got credits on the album, so she's a fan, and she's a musician herself.
I heard her vocals. I think in one of the songs you're going to perform
the one
today.
I'm going to be performing tonight. Yeah.
Amazing. And so let's talk about that. How do you balance family life and what you do as a musician?
I think as long as the children have been here, they've always just kind of been involved in the process. They'll remember me just, hashing out songs at the piano. My daughter's a songwriter in her own rights. I'm going to be helping her with her project in the coming years.
How old is your daughter?
She's 14 now. 14. So yeah, she's next. Like all the children are very musical. My partner's very musical. So it's sort of like a family affair, as Sly Stone would say.
That's really a blessing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get to share your passion with your family.
Absolutely.
Everyone is hands-on. That's fantastic. So have you experienced, though, as a female in the music industry, any kind of challenges? Anything you've observed?
I think that, women are still underrepresented in the industry. And obviously, as a woman in the industry, there is the risk of being taken advantage of, exploited. but I think at the end of the day, it's about knowing your worth, standing in your power, and knowing your boundaries. And I try not to argue for my limitations,
Right.
you know, because it sort of gives power to it. I recognize that there are hurdles that we have to overcome, but we have to kind of stand in our power.
Absolutely. Yes, and speak truth to power.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. You know, when I was listening to the album, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard a lot of influences, and you can share what they are. I heard a lot of Prince. I heard some Motown, your own flavor.
Yeah.
Tell me, who are your musical influences?
Well, definitely, I mean, anyone who's serious in the industry looks to Prince for a lot of things. He's a master songwriter, producer, instrumentalist, multi-instrumentalist. Chris Rouse does a Prince tribute band, one of the co-producers on the project. So you're going to hear a lot of Prince elements just by virtue of having him involved in the project. I personally grew up playing and listening to a lot of classical music. My mom listens to classical music almost exclusively, and my dad is more folk jazz. So I sort of had classical influences from my mom, and then Beach Boys, Beatles, Bee Gees. That's pretty much it for my mom. And then I have 8 siblings, so I've been exposed.
8 siblings.
I'm the youngest of 9.
You're the youngest.
Yeah. So as you can imagine, I've been exposed to like every type of music you
Very
can think
eclectic,
of.
yes.
Yeah. So I mean, like Donny Hathaway is my guy. He's probably my favorite artist up there with Stevie Wonder. And then I'm inspired by, you know, women that kill it on playing their instrument and singing. You know, Patrice Rushen, Aretha Franklin, Nina Simone, Rochelle Farrell. You know, the list goes on.
I saw you gave a tribute to Anita Baker.
Yes. Yeah, she's top 5 for vocalists for sure.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Wow. I share a lot of the likes you have. Yeah. I'm really amazed by what you've accomplished. So
thank you.
I'm dying to hear the song again live, and it's called "The Dream," which we're going to hear after the break. So tell me a little bit about the song. What inspired you to write it?
It actually literally came from a dream. And that's how I do a lot of my songwriting. I mean, I always kind of have some sort of melody going in my head, but often I'll wake up, I'll still be half asleep, and there'll be a song playing in my head, and my brain tricks me into thinking that it's a song that already exists. But if I'm conscious enough to catch that, oh, wait a minute, no, this is original music that's playing itself, I'll just run to the piano and start working out the melody, mumbling lyrics, and it's like a message just kind of comes from it. So this was one of those songs that literally came to me from a dream, and it just kind of came out in one stream of consciousness. And you'll notice the song is not sort of classic songwriting structure. It is more of a vibe that builds. And I felt that it was a message for my children. I wrote it for them when I was in a challenging place, living in a basement, you know, just kind of reaching for something. So this is sort of my promise to them. And I think that a lot of people can relate to that, just wanting to provide for your family and for your community, and just wanting more and connecting to source.
Okay. So. Has your dream come true?
We're living it every day.
You're living it. I love that.
Finding gratitude every day.
Amazing. Yeah. All right. Well, with that said, we're going to pause, and we're going to be back after the break, and you're going to listen to the beautiful song "The Dream" by Ciara Leah. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.